see the number of UI benefit losses that are going to occur by state. So again, you can sort of see where the bigger states are. Obviously, with the previous slide, you can see when that's going to hit. The bottom line is that there's going to be something on the order of 3 to 4 million people who are going to lose benefits over this 6-week time frame. And you haven't really seen it hit the numbers in any meaningful way. And that's because the weekly jobless claims report provides the broader supplementary table at the bottom on a 2-week lag. And so those first states that began 2 weeks ago are only going to begin to be reflected this coming Thursday when the jobless claims report is released. The other thing to think about is that, as this has been sort of coming in, people have begun thinking about going back into the workforce. And so our expectation, our contention is that June, but especially the July and August jobs reports are going to be extremely robust because, again, you're going to have something like 4 million people who are going to be losing their unemployment insurance benefits over this 6-week time frame. And so most of those people are likely to return to the labor force. So if we go one slide forward further, slide 11. So, this is one of the other things to keep in mind, and I'll sort of shift around here a little bit from a timing standpoint, but this is the postings for childcare jobs. Obviously, they're up dramatically from where they were pre-COVID, up 43%. So this isn't a base effect or a comp dynamic. This is actual demand for childcare jobs is up a lot, up 43%. And then what's pretty remarkable is actually just in the last 3 months, so from February of this year to May of this year, the number of postings that list urgent on them has risen almost 90%. So I think that speaks to the fact that a lot of people obviously are looking to go back to the workforce. They need childcare. Therefore, providers of childcare are in greater demand. If we go forward one more slide here to slide 12, we can get a look at how the sort of 4 million people who are likely here to lose benefits over the trailing 2 weeks and the sort of following 4 weeks looks on overall sort of status. So there's about 15 million total recipients between continuing state claims, PUA and PEUC. So obviously that's over a quarter of total. And then if we go to slide 13 and we look at this sort of difference between let's call it shorter term and longer term unemployment benefit recipients, clearly and in gray there is the number of unemployed collecting over 27 weeks and above relative to the number sort of 15 to 26 weeks. So obviously far more collecting 26 weeks and over. And that's really what this sort of early expiration on the part of these states is referring to. So slide 14, just again, another snapshot of the total setup here between pandemic programs, regular state programs, and other. Obviously, the big one here is pandemic programs there in the blue, and those are all going to expire on September 6th, and a large portion of them, again, during the 6-week block starting 2 weeks ago and running 4 weeks into the future. And if we go to slide 15, the other way of thinking about claims, of course, is initial jobless claims. Initial jobless claims have been generally trending lower. They picked up just a bit in the last couple of weeks, but overall the trend is still continuing to converge back toward a normalized level. Normalized level is going to be somewhere in the 300,000 range. So we've got a little ways yet to go on full renormalization. So big takeaways here for the labor market are that the June jobs report on Friday is likely to be strong. The July and August jobs reports are likely to be very strong because you're going to have all these people sort of leaving the initial jobless claims programs or the jobless claims programs. And then in the fall, really post Labor Day, one of the big dynamics is that you're going to have schools fully reopen across the country. And the estimates that we have for the number of people who are not back in the labor force, who are collecting unemployment insurance because they don't have childcare because their kids are fully remote or hybrid learning, distance learning, is 2.7 million. So in addition to 3.7 million people who are going to lose benefits under these expiring state programs, and then the expiration of all of the pandemic programs effective September 6th, you'll also have this whole sort of back to school wave, which is going to enable people to go back to work because suddenly the kids will be in school, so childcare will become less of a challenge. And that's another 2.7 million people. So very quad two labor market here, really over the next 3 to 4 months.